And I want to say I broadly welcome this piece of legislation. I think it's long overdue. I have to say I would have liked it to go a little bit further. And what I mean by a little bit further is I would like to have had some correlation between the profit a business is making and the rates it pays. Now, you might respond, you would say that now because we're in a recession. Would I have said it if we were in the boom? And probably not. But I'm reflecting what's been said by I come from rural Ireland and I deal with, in the main, small businesses in my own area who are struggling on a day-to-day basis. In fact, I was in a small shop last week in the evening time, and the person told me what they had in the till wouldn't actually pay for the light and heat for the day. So, we are in a serious situation. Many small retailers in rural Ireland are literally trying to keep the doors open, hoping that things will turn a corner. And the rate in some cases is up to 20% of their baseline cost, which is a massive amount of money. For all the explaining that politicians like myself might do as to why they pay the rates, they still don't accept that they should be paying such an amount of money into the local government system. As I said, I welcome the legislation. I have a few queries on it, and I'd just like to say that also that I would hope that as we go through this, that you could look at some other more imaginative things. For example, I think I brought this to your attention before. In my own town of Carrick-on-Suir, we introduced a system where we gave a business rates holiday to new businesses. Businesses that didn't encroach or didn't cause displacement of other existing businesses over a 5-year period, where on a sliding scale they start off with paying no rates down to 25%. And that has worked well. It has encouraged filling up of small type business retail outlets that we didn't have in the town. It has encouraged people to actually take up space in the town, and it has encouraged people to make the high street fill up again in some cases. Not totally successful, but something like that could be considered, Minister, at this point. It's not a cost. It's a lack of opportunity to raise more money, but it's not a cost. And maybe you might consider it when we go through this legislation at the next stage. I do have to say that I do welcome in section 6 where you have decided that you intend to contract out some of this work. The last time I checked with the valuations office, and I hope it has increased since, but the last time I checked when I was a local councillor, being frustrated at people not being able to get any response, there was 13 staff in the valuations office. I believe it's increased since then. And when you look at 13 staff, if it is increased now, I accept it, but even with a massive increase, trying to deal with valuations of the full country, it just doesn't add up. So the idea of contracting it out is a good idea. The other idea or the other proposal in the legislation is in relation to self-assessment. And before I came in here, I rang an official just to get his view of self-assessment, somebody who's dealing with this every day of the week. And his initial reaction was that you can be guaranteed it will be 100% on the low side, and I know there's a variation in it. So I just want to know what your view is on that. Like, if you allow people to self-assess no more than we do in other tax areas, we don't always get the best outcome. I also welcome, even though my colleague Senator Sheehan has expressed a little bit of concern about the appeal system, but I do welcome that the appeal system has been ratcheted up a little bit, and that it kicks in the minute that the valuation is done, before the actual valuation is put on the building. I think that's extremely important, because you do have situations where the rate is put on and then you go through a long process of trying to get it changed. I do also welcome the fact that you have put in a provision for access to buildings where the potential ratepayer, the business owner, is not cooperating with the valuation office. I would ask you again to consider something else, Minister, in this legislation. We do have a situation now where, in order for you not to pay rates on your premises, you can put up a for sale sign in the window or a for rent sign, and you notify the local authority that you're no longer trading at that premises. You can then turn the lights off downstairs and go upstairs and continue your business. And that is going on across the country. So that loophole needs to be closed out. It is absolutely disgraceful, and I know of many instances of it where people who are in competition with other businesses are seeing this going on every day of the week. And there's particular, and I don't want to name any type of profession, but there's particular professions who are actually going, who are partaking in this. And I might impart that knowledge to you privately afterwards, because I think it's unfair on the others. And as in your own speech you said, every time that somebody is not rated, it actually increased the rates of the other ratepayers in a town or in a city, and I agree with you totally. The other issue I would like to bring to your attention is the whole issue of the delay in actually rating premises. Luckily the person is retired now, so I can actually talk about it, but there's a particular business premises in my own area that I had the good grace of cutting the ribbon on, and 6 years later the rates office hadn't even visited the premises. So for 6 years that premises was rate free. There is no system of retrospection in the current system. I don't see anything in what you're proposing to bring forward. If there is, correct me. But again, I'm looking for fairness across the board with existing businesses. If somebody comes in and because the rates office or the new system where you have a contract that don't get to them, that they're trading unfairly and they have a competitive advantage over other people. Again, I'd ask you about the staff and the numbers you intend to contract in to get the first round of this done. I mean, again, Senator Sheehan said it could take 10 years at the rate we're going at the moment. I wouldn't be that pessimistic, but I hope that you will give me some answers on that. Here, look, I have other questions, but as this develops and we go to the next stage, I'll bring it forward. Thank you.